Hello everyone, this is Jenna from Resales and Ships, and today what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a thrift haul plus listing. So this is some stuff that I bought a while ago, so I'll tell you what I got, and I'm also going to show you how I'm listing. So it'll kind of be like a listing party, but I'm not doing this live, so I'll be able to pause and then you don't have to see how long it takes and everything. But if you want to see a couple of them, I'm going to go ahead and do a couple of them for you. So first let me show you what I have for my lights. So I have Vimeo Studios lights. I'll show you here. And I move them back and forth between my den where I list for like my hanging up part, which I'll show you another video, and with my mannequin. And I use them, and they're really nice because they're adjustable. The only problem with them is their cords are super short. So they're great lights, but you have to make sure that you know this in advance to get an extension cord if you need it, because otherwise when you make them go up higher, like if I wanted to make this go all the way up, and then there's even more to make this taller, this is not going to reach most plugs. But I'm lucky because in my kitchen where I do my measurements, and I'm going to be doing my measurements first in here. Actually, this needs to go down more. I have a plug right here. So I'm going to go ahead and plug in this one. And then the other one is still plugged in. It also has a plug that's very close to my water, what are those things called? Anyways, water cooler. I have a water cooler in my house. It's actually really nice because you don't have to buy bottled water. You can just use it, and it's actually cheaper. So the first thing that I have to list, I'm going to move this again. Actually, now it's like blocking. But the first thing that I have to list is this Anheuser-Busch vintage men's tank top. I think it's vintage. I'm going to have to double check, but it's got a Fruit of the Loom tag, and then it's Anheuser-Busch, and I don't know if a lot of people know or not, but Busch Gardens, which is a theme park, is no longer run by the company. They were bought out first by a Swiss company who still owns the brewery, and then by, I think it's Blackstone Entertainment, which now owns the theme park. So this is not something that would have been out anymore. So I do think this is an older item. Oh, it actually has a date. Okay, I was right. It's 1992. So this is about, gosh, almost like over 25 years old. So this is in great shape, though. I mean, someone who must have worked at Busch Gardens for a very long time must have donated it, because it's in excellent shape, and even the Fruit of the Loom tag looks almost brand new. That's why I wasn't quite sure. It looks vintage to me because of the type of tag and the material. But yeah, so that's cool. So 1992 vintage men's Anheuser-Busch tape, and I take my pictures with my measurements on a table. It's circle because my kitchen table is circle. I wish it was kind of more square, rectangular, because it is a little bit more difficult, especially when getting in longer shots for dresses. But I can use Bonanza's background burner to wipe that out if I need to, so I often do. Then I also use tape measures. Now you guys can use, sometimes I use these too. Yardsticks, left over from my teaching days. But the only bad thing about this one, and I've been thinking about getting another one, it says it's Walmart quality paint guarantee, because really it's like a paint stick, and I don't really want that showing up in my pictures. So this one's really nice. This one was a little bit more expensive. It does not have any logo on it whatsoever. I'll move this a little bit closer so you can see it better. But it does have the numbers upside down, which can kind of be confusing. So I don't really use these that often, but mainly when I'm measuring a dress, I would use these. And the reason for a dress is that dresses tend to be, or typically tend to be, a little bit longer, and so that'll make it so it doesn't fall off the table. So I do use these a lot. They do tend to lose their shape, but these measuring tapes are bought from a scientific calculator, like a teaching catalog. I bought them from. and they are accurate. And I used to use this in my science lessons and math lessons when we used to do measuring, but now they have been moved to be repurposed for measuring clothes. So I have 2 of these. I actually have quite a bit more somewhere else, but I only really need 2, which is great because then I can take pictures um, really fast with the measuring. Now, not everybody does what I'm about to do. I take the measurements with my pictures. Some people will just measure the item and then list the measurements in the item. But I find that this helps a lot because then the buyers can see, hey, this is what a flat lay measurement looks like. And then I double it and explain in the listing that measurements are normally doubled for industry standard. Please consider adding an inch or 2 for the size, because I want to put this in my listing, but I think it's a little bit weird because people aren't flat. I'm obviously not flat. But I know that if I wanted to buy a shirt, it would need to be at least 20 across for it to be comfortable enough to fit me. I am an extra large, and that's what I would need. So that way, if whatever size this is, someone sees the flat lay and they say, oh, so this is my measurement. I'm going to see how this works. I think that would be good. Then they can see it. And honestly, when I first started all this, I'm like, why do people need measurements? I know I'm this size. I know I'm that size, because all clothing is different. This t-shirt is not going to be the same size as another extra large shirt. You know, they're different, they vary. Sometimes they're really weird variations, and that means that clothing item is probably not going to sell very well for you. So you have to put something in your title like runs large or runs small. Like I have up right now a zipper cardigan from Lori Goldstein, a logo cardigan. And Logo's a pretty good brand. I picked it up. It's an extra small, but it fits me. And that's because it's one of those meant to be loose fitting items. But then people see that, it's like, oh, I don't want that because it's so big, or I don't want that because, you know, I want something tighter for my cardigan or things like that. And then people who are an extra large are never going to look at it because like, oh, it's an extra small. I'm not going to look at it. But if you add like that to your title, then more people can look at it and they'll check and they'll be like, oh, let me check the measurements. And then they can look at the measurements and see what it is and determine if they like it or not. So I'm going to go ahead and turn on my lights. And I don't have my overhead light on this side because then it can kind of mess with the lighting sometimes. Got some hair on this. I don't buy a lot of black clothing because I do have dogs, and they do shed. And even though I have marked on my listings that I come from a pet-friendly home, I still just don't like to get them because for some reason it attracts more to black items, their hair, because they're like white and brown, than any other item. And it can transfer from myself, it can transfer from the table, it can transfer for anything. So I'm actually going to pause this for a second because I'm not seeing my lint brush anywhere and I need it before I start taking pictures. Alright, I got my lint brush and I went ahead and lint brushed this all so you guys didn't have to see me just hanging out lint brushing. And so now I'm going to go ahead and take pictures. I definitely need a new lint brush. This is like on its last roll. I know I said you didn't have to watch me lint brush, but when you put the lights back on, you can see a little bit more lint. See, this is why I do not like black shirts, because everything sticks to them, fuzzies, whatever. And yeah. And my little lint brush is not as sticky as it used to be. So, pretty good. Really annoying. But let me go ahead and give it one more lint roll. I only have like a couple other items that are black, so I probably won't have much of this problem. Of course, I always lint brush them again before I send them on out. Look, I didn't have anything there, and then it came back. That's so annoying. It just flips around. Okay. Alright. wasn't there before either. Okay. So, then I take my measuring tape, and I do what they call using it as the pit-to-pit method, but of course I will double it in my listing. And so this men's shirt is coming in at a 23.5. And then I also measure the waist, even though with men's shirts, mainly the waist is very different, so it should probably also come in at 23.5 as well. Oh, it comes in slightly less at 23. So the camera that I'm going to be using today is my Canon EOS T6, not T6i, because you have to pay an extra like $250 just to get the flip open to do the camera. So this does actually take a video. It just doesn't take it for very long, and as you know, I tend to run over by doing pretty long videos, so it doesn't always work. I probably should have taken the casting off. But this is the best camera that I've had for this by far. I don't have a cell phone that is like an iPhone. I had an iPhone 5C, that's what I started with. And then I borrowed my in-law's camera, which was a Nikon Coolpix, but attempted to lend a blue color and everything. This one is pretty good. I have to see the best one that I think that, well, at least I can afford, the DSLR, and it does really well with the pictures. And of course, it's telling me its battery is now dead. Oh yay. Now the only other bad thing about these measuring tapes here is sometimes they do tend to flip, so I have to make sure that they're staying in place. So I'm going to probably at least get a couple of pictures in here before the battery dies. And again, this is just really quite annoying when it doesn't do what I want it to do. There we go. And then I'll go ahead and I'll take the measuring tape off. I'll take a close-up of the Anheuser-Busch. I do have to wait for this to focus. It's not like a point-and-shoot kind of thing. It does have its own mind and everything like that. I'll take a picture of, I mean, it doesn't literally have its own mind, but you get what I mean. The date where it says 92. Sometimes if you're too close, it won't take the picture, so you have to back up a bit. I'll also go ahead and take a picture, if there is one, of the inside materials tag. There isn't an inside materials tag, so that means the only materials tag is the Fruit of the Loom 100% cotton, adult extra large. Oh, I can actually list this as unisex. That's cool. So that means it could fit a man or woman because it says adult, it doesn't say men's. This was probably sold at Busch Gardens at some point in time. And then the last thing that I do with these shirts is I measure from, normally people measure from the back of the collar. I don't want to have to turn these over, so I measure from the front, and I measure to show how much it would be from the collar. Then I'll also measure from the shoulder area as well. And this is a great place to hold these things around your neck. Go ahead and put that one on the shoulder. You can see measured from the shoulder and measured from the side. Little fuzz in the way. And that's all I do for my shirts. I used to do a template, but I found it took me longer to list, and it didn't really make sense for me to do, especially because I have my measurements in my pictures, so I stopped using them. But they're still pretty handy. Every once in a while I might use them or modify them. So some people, if you want to do that and you don't want to take pictures like I did of my measurements there, then those things are good to use because you can write everything down. Now, I won't take my pictures of my shirt here. I will do a wall hang for this, or maybe even put it on the mannequin because it is unisex. But if I put it on the mannequin, my mannequin is a woman, so then men can't see themselves wearing it as well. So I'll probably put it on the wall. So I'm going to pause for a moment. So I wanted to pause for a moment so I could switch out the batteries for my camera. The one I had in my camera is my backup battery. It does not last as long as the actual Canon battery that came with the camera. This came with the kit that I ordered from Amazon. And then the little battery charger is here, and when it's ready, I can just plug it in the wall. So pause, and on to the next item. The next item I have, I'll probably actually take the pictures on the table, is a Lily Pulitzer skirt, new with tag. Pick this up for $3.99. This will be really super quick. I don't know if it'll sell right now because it is kind of the fall or the winter, depending on where you are. And this is a short little skirt, probably a size 0, I think. So I'll go ahead and measure the waist and the hips. And normally I like bulk do items, and what I mean, oh, what was that? What I mean by that is I'll do all of one type of item and then another type of item, but because I'm kind of doing a mini thrift haul with it, or a thrift haul from items that I had gotten a couple of weeks ago, it's going to be a variety of items. So I'm wanting to make sure that I take a picture of the hips and the waist. I'm also going to go ahead and get the whole skirt in there because this is what I'm going to just use for my item because it is small. It says it's a Lily Pulitzer 8, but it is an awfully small 8. I wonder if it's not a little girl's 8. I'm going to have to look that up. Oh, and I have, still have a blue tag in it. Stuff that you miss when you're listing. Based on measurements, it was pretty tiny. But it also could just be because I am not a size 8. So I'm going to go ahead and get it with a picture of the brand new tag in there. I'm going to go ahead and take the picture of the size. I also, there's a select buzz on there. What the? Okay. Oh, I'm also going to put it under here. Okay, it's not a skirt. It is a skirt. That is really good to know. Always check the inside because you never know if you might miss a stain or miss something important like the skirt part of this skirt shirt. So these are skirts. I'm going to measure the length of the skirt part that covers the skirt, and then I'm going to mention that it is a skirt. I will check that I took the picture of the inside of the skirt. Yep. And then I'm going to flip it over, take a picture of the back. Gosh, me and my fuzz. That's the most annoying thing about it all is fuzz. And then I'm going to open the back of the zipper so they can see that the zipper works. And not only then is this skirt ready to be listed, but it's all ready to go. I don't have to put it in my pile of the things that have to be have a picture to be taken of it. And because it's such a short listing, I think I'll go ahead and use the color wheel. My camera is really good with color, like I said, but then they can see the green of this color on it. So they can kind of see the difference between green and the skirt color green. And I think I'll go ahead and put the green or the yellow green next to it too, because I think it's more of a yellow green in the yellow green spectrum. Yeah. So then they can just see what kind of color it is. The more pictures, the better. Next skirt that I have will be one that I will have to take a picture of on the wall. This is an older Talbot skirt. I did pick it up though because it was half off, so it was on the on sale color that day, which was orange. And there went my lint brush. And yes, I just kind of snap those off and let them fall to the floor. I do twist them up later. But it's houndstooth, which is really popular right now. Houndstooth is. So this skirt, I think, will do well. It's not a mini skirt, but it is still kind of like a straight pencilish skirt, and it's houndstooth. So again, just quickly, and this one is not a skirt, but it does have a lining, which is good to mention because people do like to have lining. And then I just go ahead and do the measurement. And I could do a regular picture on this table for this skirt, but I find it tends to make them look shorter than they actually are when they are longer. And I want the person to realize that this is not a short skirt, but this is a longer skirt, probably going to be more closer to the knee. See, so this is at 28 inches. I'm going to say this is probably a 6, maybe a 4. It's probably right around here. A little bit. When measurements are done, take a picture of the lining. It's a 4. So I wonder if that Lily Pulitzer is the kids, because this is supposed to be an 8. Well, I don't know, actually it's bigger than the 4, so it just looks awfully tiny to me. To do a little more research on it, it doesn't say kids on it, so. Now, some people may wonder how you can, if there's another tag on top, get it to be seen without sticking your big old finger in it. I'll use a Scotty peeler. It just kind of puts it up. Then you can zoom on in, and then zoom more when you actually get to the listing, and it'll tell what it is. This is a wool skirt. So I'm going to double check my camera real quick. I've got what it's made out of. I've got the size and what it's made. This, I'm actually going to do one more picture of that because it's kind of far away. There you go. Then it's a little bit closer. Get a nice print. They'll have to resize anyways, but then they can see the print and pattern. Oh, and there is a zipper, the side zip. So I'll go ahead and show that it's from the side. Maybe pull this down a little bit so they know it's on the side and they can see the tag in the back. And that's lined. And I don't really think I have to put the color wheel on here because this is brown. And it looks brown. And that's all done with that. Another black thing. I don't want to deal with that right now. Alright, another skirt, since we seem to be on a skirt roll. And this is where I'll probably stop this listing train with you guys. It's at about 24 minutes. And maybe I'll just show you guys what are the rest of the items that I went ahead and took pictures of. This is a White House, a black market skirt. I'll show you here. Really cute. Don't always do White House black market skirts, but I did comp this pencil skirt on Poshmark and on eBay, and it looks like it would be a good skirt for the $30 range. See, White House black market has a really good following, so you just got to make sure you're finding the more recent prints versus something that might be older or less desirable. And this is a floral skirt. So it's a little bit more desirable, short, has a slit in the back. And actually, this might even be new because, I don't know if you can see this, but it's still got the cross right here where they put on new skirts. So, I don't know, that I'll probably put in the listing may even be new. I'll list it as pre-owned because for all I know, someone decided to wear it like that and didn't know. But I'll list it as pre-owned, but possibly new because of that right there. And yeah, someone will probably pay about $30 with free shipping for it in the first month. Well, they'll make me an offer for it in the second month. It's just got a really nice texture on it too. I'm actually going to flip this over because it does have the slit in the back. And I think I could probably actually just take a picture of it here because this one is shorter. So that makes that look weird. Oh, yay me, I have a green thing there. Let's try that again. Yeah. This one, because it is little, I can put it on the table and it will still look nice. And I'll go ahead and zoom on the back side for the measurement. So you can see the measurement to the split in the back of the skirt. Or they can. You can too if you really want to check it out. A close-up of the slit in the back. Show that it still has the little crossing. Go ahead and open it on up. So you can see that there's a zipper in the back area. And there is a lining. Nice. So I'll just kind of flip it up so they can see that there's a lining. Line. And I don't see a materials tag in here, which is kind of annoying. Oh, there it is on the side. Sometimes they're up there. I'm going to go ahead and take the materials tag, grab that Scotty Peeler again so I can hold it down for me and get the best picture possible because it is black with white print. It can be a little bit more difficult to see or not work at all. And so this is a cotton spandex type material. And I think I'll add just a purple on here for reference for the color wheel. I'm starting to like this color wheel thing. I got this idea from 10 of Hearts. This works perfect because it has both the violet and the red violet right here, and that's in the skirt. It's a good way to show. Okay. That one's all set. So I think that's where I'm going to stop this video for now. I'll probably go ahead and continue these and upload them, so if you want to watch them, you can. But I will continue listing tonight with the same things, but we're going to end this one because it's at 30 minutes and maybe you're listing or maybe you don't want to watch that long. But thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you like this video, you can give it a thumbs up. If you don't like this video, that's okay too. If you're a new subscriber, thank you so much for subscribing. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. And if you are a subscriber from before, again, thank you also for watching. I do really appreciate it, and I hope you guys have a good night. Bye.